Hello, today I'm going to talk to you about sick children. Well, I don't think there's a mom alive that won't be able to relate to this. Perhaps you have got a sick child at the moment, or perhaps you've experienced days with sick children. I'm sure you have if you've got children. And you're wondering how you're going to cope as a home educating mom with a sick child, and you've got the other children to see to, and so now what? And that is today's topic. But first of all, I'm really going to ask you and encourage you to please get yourself a cup of tea, because you might not have had a cup of tea due to your dealing with a sick child. Maybe you haven't even slept for a while. Maybe you're feeling really, really worn out. In fact, let me share with you what happened today, and that's why I'm talking to you. I had a phone call from a mom this morning, and she was very, very stressed, this mom. I was about to say almost in tears, but in fact, she was in tears because she was really, really panicked and stressed and upset. And one of the things that she said to me is, I don't think I can continue doing this. I can't do this home education. So I thought, now this is a good enough reason for me to stop and talk to other moms, because I'm sure many can identify with this mom that I spoke to earlier today. So here I am with my cup of tea and encouraging you to get a cup of tea, please, to just take time to stop for a few minutes, because I'd like to share with you about how are you going to cope in this reality of home educating and having a sick child. Well, the good news for you is that you can do it, because you know why? Thousands of others have done it before you and are doing it every day. But what I might need to just encourage you in is just to relax. If your child is sick, if you've got one child that's sick and is really taking all your time and you're just needing to spend time with that child, how about involving the other children in the family? How about yourself just relaxing about it and not putting yourself under so much pressure and thinking you've got to get to and got to get to and got to get to. What you've got to get to is the child that isn't well. You know that. I mean, that's where your attention is. You're not going to leave a child that's got a tummy bug and just leave that child to be ill on their own. You're going to be attending to that child, because that's what a mother does. But now in your mind, you may be stressing over about all the other things you're supposed to be getting to. I just really want to encourage you to please get to that cup of tea. That's why I'm sitting here with you today, to get yourself this cup of tea and just relax and talk to your children about the fact that today is going to be different. We're not going to get to any of our regular learning because one of the children, your sibling, is not well. And so today we are going to have a day of caring. We're going to care for the child that isn't well. If any one of us was feeling so sick ourselves, it would be wonderful if our family members just rallied around and just helped us to feel better. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to help the child that isn't well to feel better. We're going to do everything we can. So all of you must come up with ideas. What can be done? Well, let me just share with you my experience about that, what can be done. We've had a lot of experience of unwellness in our family, and so this is something that's very close to my heart that I can share with you about. In fact, our son, who has brittle bones, he was very often in a body cast or a spike, he used to call it, and actually it's called a spike, he called it a stuck, or a shoulder cast or a leg cast, whatever it was, whatever bone he had broken. He was now in this cast, and so he couldn't just do a regular day of normal learning. So we had to come up with a lot of creative things to do. So that is why I'm sharing with you today that these sick days, these days where your child is sick, are not bad days. They're not days that you got to just despair and say, I just can't cope, I can't do this. They're days where you actually are going to discover some real pearls and gems and treasures in the valley that you feel like you're in at the moment. Because if you get your children and yourself to call on God and to get ideas from the Lord and creative ideas, and the children about how to actually help get through this day. Let me tell you what happened with us. I had some ideas from the children that maybe weren't always appropriate, like let's have a painting day. But a child who's got a tummy bug doesn't particularly feel like painting. So we would have to alter that and say that's a really good idea for maybe another day, not just dash the poor child's input, but actually encourage that child to say, thank you for that idea. That was a good idea. But today I don't think that, I don't know what to call the little child as an example, whatever the child's name is, we can't really paint because that child is not feeling up to being able to paint today. So let's think of something else. So now do you see what's happening? All the family are sitting together trying to think of ways to make this child who's not feeling well's day better. And that is why it is a special day, and that's why it's a day that you are actually pulling together as a family, and you are actually growing. You're getting stronger, you're learning to work together as a team. In fact, if there's older children in the family, they can get on with their learning independently, so now that's a good opportunity for them in growing in independent learning. And the younger children can have a day off from learning. Maybe they're just going to play or help the one that's not well by coming up with these different ideas. I have said that I'll do some short clips. I'm sure you've already picked up that I can go on and tell you many, many more stories about this and give you many more examples. But to keep this short, I'm going to stop now, and I will continue on this topic in another video. But for now, please just relax. See this day as a treasure, not as a terrible day that you just don't know how you're going to cope. You might feel like that, but it doesn't need to be like that. I just want to encourage you with your tea and to relax, gather your family, and you will get through this day, no matter how difficult it might be. And I'm going to encourage you again, please don't give up. It's not worth giving up. You must just carry on, pressing on. We've got a book on Oikos called It's Too Soon to Quit. So I'm asking you today to please not quit. It's always too soon to quit. Don't quit. Just keep going, because there are rewards, and it is a very, very worthwhile journey. Just press on. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy your tea, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.